Well, it's official. The new sixth color of magic is pink. That's right, you heard me correctly. Pink. A lot of people contest that it is purple, but that was an unofficial determination by a lot of people. That was an old article back in the day that actually pronounced the whole, put the motion forward that a sixth color of magic could be added to the game for Magic the Gathering. But today we've got out of Wizards of the Coast their information on the new Unfinity set, and it seems unintentionally they have created the sixth color of magic being pink. Before we go any further, I am Cindershadow. I cover Magic the Gathering and other gaming news, some pop culture content as well, some Minecraft stuff, and if you guys do want to be more informed in a few of these games or in some pop culture business, do subscribe to the channel today, hit the like button, and share this video out where you feel necessary. It would be muchly appreciated if you do. Anything that we do get on this channel helps grow it immensely, and hopefully we can do a final push for the end of the year and get up there in a few more subs. Anyway, on with what's going on. Now, Wizards of the Coast, or Magic the Gathering, has put out a new article on a new set called Unfinity, or Unfinity. Now, Uninfinity, if you go Infinity, then you have Nofinity. But instead, this is Unfinity. So there's nothing here. I don't know. I don't know which way that goes. Maybe let me know in the comments below which way this should happen to go. If it's in, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But what has happened here is they've put forward some cards, and one in particular is the pre-release promo for this set. Water Gun Balloon Game. This is by Ralph Horsley, which is a pretty good artist. He's actually on YouTube. If you guys ever do go over, and subscribe to his channel if you want to see some gorgeous artwork. He's done quite a bit of good artwork in the past. Now, Water Gun Balloon Game. This is actually a reprint. This was an original card in one of the unsets. Why is this not silver bordered? In the original sets, it was silver bordered. Well, we will get into all of that, but first, let's look at the card. It's 2 mana for an artifact. As it enters the battlefield, each player puts a pop counter on 0. When a player casts a spell, move that player's pop counter up 1. Whenever a player pop counter hits 5, that player creates a 5/5 pink giant teddy bear creature token and resets the pop counters to 0. So both counters go to 0. You both get a bullseye. But the giant teddy bear, it being pink, you know, in an unset, because it's not an official card, that is great. However, in the new article that they came out, this is now Commander and Eternal format legal because it's considered black bordered now and no longer silver bordered. So the big question here, first off, we will, right below me, you can see I'm cycling a bunch of lands. These are lands you will be able to open up in the new Unfinity set. They're gorgeous. I love them, and that's why I put them on a cycle. We can cover them in the article as well, but muchly appreciated if you guys don't mind that. What is going on? The black border, a silver bordered becoming black bordered. This is such a big deal. They've been playing around and walking the line with so many cards. This is now up there for contention, and it is something that it has to be discussed. Is there any card in the past that you would love to see make the leap from silver bordered to black bordered? I know a lot of people like the idea of the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. There's even part of it in this article about it. But we're going to look at some cards here, and I'm going to scroll down. They're talking about rolling with the punches, how they made dice rolling part of the game, how it could be. So they're now moving forward with going with all these cards being legal and being something that you can use in the Eternal formats. But one of the main takeaways here is the new black border. What they've done, instead of making all these cards silver bordered, they've now given it a Acorn hollow stamp. That stamp now indicates it's silver bordered. So the silver bordered cards aren't going away. They're not gone. They're still here. They're still existing. However, either this is a big mistake or there's something more here, but we will get into it. Yes, an acorn. Squirrels have long been associated with unsets, and the shape is distinct. What an acorn security stamp means is exactly what a silver bordered used to. So it sounds like in order to do the silver bordered cards, it makes it very complicated in the printing presses to go between black border and silver border. It makes it very difficult, and I can understand that. So instead, it's easy enough to put on a hollow stamp instead of having the cards mix between silver and black. That's why they're doing this. It makes sense the way I interpret this. You can a hollow stamp is put on after the fact, after the card art is printed, so it's quite easy enough that they can put on the hollow stamps and make a change there instead of keeping them silver or black, which makes it very hard. And in the final product, you get some silver bordered cards, which are now Acorn cards, compared to the original hollow stamp that you now see as a security feature. This is a card not meant for tournament play and should be used in casual formats where all players agree to its inclusion. We have dubbed these Acorn cards if a card with an oval security stamp or no security stamp at lower rarities. It's legal in Eternal formats, which includes Commander, Legacy, and Vintage. Now, we're still waiting on a statement from the Commander Committee because they're the ones that actually run Commander, not Wizards of the Coast. So that will be interesting to see here in the next few days. We have dubbed these Eternal cards. This security stamp technology would allow us to let the two different types of Commander commingle in the same set. So that's the gist of the statement. That word for word, I'm reading it out there. So a couple of the new uncards, or the Acorn cards is what they're calling now. We have Assemble, Artifact Creature, Clown Robot Bard. It's a star 6 Witch Vigilance. Its power is equal to the number of robots you control. Whenever you cast a spell with an artifact creature in its art, create a 1/1 white clown robot artifact creature token. So this is not supposed to be a serious card. This is what the unsets are supposed to be. They're supposed to be the end all be all of absolute jokedom, where we make memes and do everything like that. Although I gotta say, the last unset, it wasn't really that meme worthy. It was just a set, and people went crazy over the lands, which once again, I gotta mention that right below me, you're gonna see these lands in packs. They're absolutely gorgeous. There's 2 sets of basics, and then there's all the shock lands as well. Now, the other card that they have here is Killer Cosplay for 1 green. Whenever Killer Cosplay becomes attached to a creature, choose a creature card name with the identical mana cost. That creature becomes a copy of the card with the chosen name until Killer Cosplay becomes unattached from it with an equip 3. That's actually not a bad card. And in this article, they're also talking how the unsets have now become their play place. They've now become where they're going to test new features that they want to bring out with cards into actual sets. And I've said that for years, especially when the first Unglued set came out. I said, these cards feel like they're playtests. They're something that they're toying with and don't know which direction they're going to go down the line. And of course, we've seen many cards like the trample damage with a red spell. We've seen that go. Now, 2 new cards. These 2 new cards are in the set. They are Eternal legal. So you have Saw in Half, 1 black, 2 generic, instant, destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature. So you split the creature in half. except their base power is half and the creature's power and their base toughness is half. That creature's toughness round up each time. So this means this doesn't work on legendary creatures, thank God. They still keep the legendary subtype, so you're only able to have one, not two. But in other creatures, like you can create a secondary Cradlehoof Behemoth, you split it in half and it re-enters the battlefield, getting double triggers. Those double triggers are absolutely ridiculous when you're playing this game of Magic the Gathering. Getting twice as many triggers off one creature because you destroy it, you could do it in the middle of combat, and then they re-enter. Like, that's a lot of things that you can do there. And this is going to be an eternal card. This is legal in Commander, Legacy, and Vintage. It's not legal in Modern, but the Modern's not an eternal format. And in the Space Family Goblinson, 1 green, 1 red, 2 generic. It's a 1/1 legendary creature, Goblin Guest. So legendary creature, this can be your commander. The Space Family Goblinson has trample as long as you've rolled 3 or more dice this turn. Whenever you roll a die, put a 1/1 counter on the Space Family Goblinson. There's only one set that this goes with, and that's the D&D set for the rolling of the dice. That means this, by saying this is an evergreen card and a eternal card, it means rolling dice are here to stay in Magic the Gathering. You're going to see dice rolling more often. You're going to see more games of chance in the game. They've stayed away from that for the longest time and just sticking with flipping a coin. Not wanting to go with dice rolling. There was something about they just didn't feel it went with the flavor, and now they've backtracked on that. They are going forward with more dice rolling. Now, these are two cards. They're pretty crazy to see black border cards in an Unfinity set. I don't know how many more there's going to be, but it sounds like there's going to be more. This is an uncommon, and he's black bordered. So how does that determine? Okay, Saw in Half is an eternal card because nothing the card does can't be done in black border. It is in the set because of the top-down circus design. It also a quirky card that hope eternal players will have fun exploring. The Space Family Goblinson is an eternal card because dice rolling is now something that eternal cards can do. It is in the set because of the synergistic with the rest of the design and allows us to tap into another fun top-down trope. And yes, Guest is also a new creature type. The Space Family Goblinson is also a legendary creature, which leads me to different aspect of the set. There are 30 legendary creatures in the set, the majority of which are 2 color, and over a third are eternal, allowing commander players a whole bunch of quirky commanders. Each of these 30 legendary creatures have a booster fun card treatment done in the retro pop style. We have dubbed these cards the showcase cards of tomorrow, which this is what it looks like there. How do you determine this is a silver bordered card or not then? I'm very confused by that. This is why I'm covering this topic. I'm as confused as everyone else is going to be. So I guess the rares that are going to be this, rares are printed on a separate sheet to begin with, where the commons and uncommons are on one sheet. So it's not that hard to differentiate if they're silver bordered or not. And it's just so the rares can be printed on the same sheet. This just seems overly complicated to try and move things down the way. So for the basic lands and the other lands, one of the hallmark qualities of an unset is full art basic lands. Unfinity does not disappoint. The set has a cycle of what we're calling the planetary space-ish cards, with each basic land type illustrated as a landscape of an alien world. The cards are full art, bleeding the art all the way to the edge. They show up in roughly 7 out of every 10 booster drafts or draft boosters. 71.9% of the time, technically, they have to put that there. I gotta say, a collector's set for this is going to be ridiculous. What other cards did they put in here? This means that Shocklands are probably going to tank in value also, because they're going to be all through these collector boosters. Note I said draft boosters. That's because for the first time ever in an unset, there's a second type of booster available, the collector booster. A collector booster have become a staple for Magic sets. No, it hasn't. I don't agree with that. And we didn't want to leave our latest unset out of the fun. No, the collector boosters are failing hard. They're probably one of the things that are tanking in value ultimately. They're packed with so many things. So many more cards are coming out of them that the higher end special treatment cards aren't being sought after as much anymore. I can get into the cool things appearing in the Unfinity Collector Booster today, but I can say that we worked real hard to make something that diehard uncollectors would want to purchase. Like what? I don't understand. To explain how the basic lands show up in collector boosters, first let's explain two things. The Unfinity collector boosters are 100% foil, so all cards in the Unfinity collector booster are foil. Two, besides having traditional foils that every Magic set has, they're going to have new unique foil treatment called Galaxy Foil. The foil looks like stars in space. We aren't showing it off today because we will show it off when we get closer. They're doing the Pokemon foils. This is Pokemon foils. We saw MetaZoo just come out with these foils where they've got all the stars in there, and then you have the reverse hollows of them. Also, I don't know. We wanted something to capture the feeling of space, feel at home at a carnival, and get everyone's attention. The Galaxy Foil treatment is quite eye-popping, the perfect companion for our first ever expansion set into space. 12 out of the 15 cards in the collector booster will be traditional foil. 3 out of 15 will have the Galaxy Foil. And you will have 2 shots at planetary space-ish lands, once in a traditional foil and once in a Galaxy Foil. Interesting. Each slot will have the same percentages as one slot in the draft booster. And then we get into the basic lands. I gotta say these lands are... I do like them. I like these full art lands. I think, honestly, Magic the Gathering should just get rid of anything that's not a full art land. They should only print full art lands. I've said this for a while. There is no purpose whatsoever to print the basic lands anymore with the half border. Just make them all full art. They're a staple of the game, and just continue this route. And then people will have their favorite art out of them altogether. The old school arts, I think it's time to walk away from those. If you want to collect the old school arts, do it. There's tons of amazing ones from the old school days. Do that. They do look very good back then, but any of the newer ones, don't do this. Do these, just do full art from now on, in all honesty. I gotta say, this swamp here, I've nicknamed it the Blueberry Swamp, just so everyone knows. The Spacesick lands, they're neat, but I don't know why you would restrict these compared to the other ones, and just have them show up in the same amount. And then we have the Borderless Shocklands. I think these are going to be highly sought after, especially in a foil treatment. And if there's a Galaxy Foil treatment, that's going to be kind of insane. The Borderless Shocklands show up in 1 out of every 24 booster packs in boost and draft boosters, and 1 out of 24 in each of the 2 slots. So you have 2 chances to get it, but only 1 will show up, I think is what I'm reading there. Plus, each draft booster and collector booster display comes with a box topper that includes a traditional foil Borderless Shockland. So every box get a foil Shockland. That will add value to it. Now, for the card of the day. Click here to participate in the promo on Unfinity Water Gun Balloon Game. We've already gone over the card. Yes, the Water Gun Balloon Game is the card trope we couldn't do because we've already done it. I'm glad to show the new art, show the Astrolinium's version of the game. So this is your pre-release card. You get this card just going to pre-release. But if you look at the card, it has the oval hollow on it. So there's a lot of confusion there because they didn't come out right out and say, like they did up here with these other 2 cards, saying it's eternal. But from everything I read in this blurb above, it's an eternal card now. And here is the original printing of the Water Gun Balloon Game. You can see, obviously, it was a silver bordered, and they still had the hollows at that time, but now they've switched up these hollows to these Acorn hollows. Same card, same thing, but it's now an official card. It's Like, really? And we got to get into a little bit more on this. Well, of course, because there's confusion, everyone goes to Twitter. That's the place where Wizards tends to answer questions, either Twitter or Tumblr, both with a T. Anyway, someone asked here, why is Water Gun Balloon Game eternal when it references a non-black border color, pink? And Mark Rosewater comes out, it's Acorn, it's not eternal. What? Oh, Mark Rosewater, either you're not involved or you don't know what's going on, and which has been the mistakes in the past. He says things that are not true, or there is a giant mess up here with this pre-release card that is going to be handed out at pre-release. Either it's not the official 6 color of Magic as pink, or it's the official 6 color of Magic and he has no clue what he's talking about. We don't know until they actually come out with a statement from Wizards of the Coast. This is unfortunate that either it's real or it's not. Right now, we're left with it is pink as the official color, the 6 color of Magic. You guys tell me, what do you think? I don't know what his words here actually mean, because we've seen this in the past where he misspeaks and it's incorrect. Was this meant to be a eternal card or not? They're either going to have to errata this or actually start making up the rules as they go, because that's what they've been doing all along. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, do like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. Have yourselves a great day.